All right, what's up, you guys? Thank y'all so much for tuning in to tonight's team huddle. I wanted to go ahead and just kind of jump into what it is that I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys tonight. I ended up doing a little bit of studying today. I always do on Mondays. You guys know I live on YouTube because I want to be giving you guys brand new, fresh ideas every single time that we hook up on Monday. I don't believe in wasting other people's time because I don't believe in my time being wasted. That's the only thing that we can never get back, right? Like, we can make more money all day, but we can't make the time back. And that has not been more clear, more evident to me over the last couple of weeks. I don't know, whenever you're watching this video, I lost a really close family member, somebody who I love. And I just feel like situations like that kind of put you into a totally different mindset. I whacked off all my hair. For anybody who's watching this and you go look at all of my past videos and like, wait, what's happening? I'm the same girl. If you're watching this on YouTube, the mindset is a little bit different, but I just kind of want to go ahead and share some stuff with you guys so that you can get an understanding of this industry, get an understanding about It Works Global, to generate an income, whether you've been here for a short period of time, whether you're thinking about coming into this industry, whether you've been here for 5 years, whatever it is, like this video is going to benefit you, okay? This is going to be up on YouTube, but I have a totally separate team page, whereas there's a plethora more of information. So if you are watching this from YouTube and you're not on my team, then you definitely want to reach out to the person who invited you to watch this, so that you can connect with them, because it's highly likely that they heard something that fits your lifestyle and they're either thinking, hey, she's going to be amazing at this, or hey, I really want to work with this girl and help her generate an income, or hey, this girl works so much on her own personal goals and I think that she should turn her results into residuals. So whatever the case may be, whatever the reason why somebody sent this over to you, just know that whoever it is, they love you, they care about you, and they see something dope in you. So that's why they have you watching this. I'm going to try to go as quickly as possible. My family from Louisiana, so I start talking real fast, and you probably want to just grab a pen and just be able to just jot down the notes for later. But if I start to talking too fast, just know that that's what it is, okay? So for anybody who does not know me, my name is Deidre Ewing. I'm a full-time entrepreneur with It Works. With It Works and some other stuff on the side. I've been with this company, it'll be 5 years in April. Right now, this is March of 2018, okay? So I said that to say that whenever you watch this video, and this is the first thing that I actually want you to write down, is that the person who you are whenever you first sign up is gonna be a totally different person by the time you start to grow within this thing. I was super shy. I was always a people person. Like, I love people. I used to be a mental health and family therapist, but I wasn't like, I was one of those people who was like, I already got my crew and I don't want to fool with nobody else, right? So that's why I was like, that's why I want you guys to just remember who you are whenever you first start It Works is going to be a completely different person as you grow within this thing. And that also kind of determines your network. So my mindset whenever I first came into here was like, you know what, I'm just going to reach out to my family and friends. We call that our warm market, because I didn't want to have to meet anybody else. I didn't want to have to grow my business and all those sorts of things. I just really just wanted to work with the people who I knew, the people in my cell phone, the people on my Facebook. I think back then I had maybe 500 friends on Facebook. I didn't even have an Instagram account. So I was just like, my friends and family are going to support me. I have a strong relationship with these people. So this is how I'm going to grow this business. I had a $800 goal back then. I wanted to be able to send my son off to private school because I had a really hard time. I had postpartum after him, self-diagnosed, because I used to be a mental health and family therapist. But I just remember dropping him off at the babysitter one time. I did not know who this lady was. She was a family referral. And I didn't know who she was. And I just remember crying at my steering wheel thinking, this lady is going to be taking care of my son all day. I don't necessarily know her. I trust her, but I should be the one being at home with him instead of me dropping him off to a complete stranger. So I just kind of promised myself that I would never have that feeling again. So that's the passion. That's the why that carried me over into growing an income over $800, of course. but all the way over to not only just replacing my income, but also tripling it. Okay. So again, it just kind of all boils down to who you are whenever you first start. That's kind of what's going to determine your speed of success whenever you get here, because you're going to see people who come into this industry and they're going to go ambassador diamond in like 8 seconds and like triple diamond, and they're going to make 6 figures in like 42 days. And you're going to hear those stories and they can be discouraging. But if you can just remember who you are whenever you first start, like that is going to determine your success as you go throughout this thing. So just moving right along, my warm market, those 500 people that were on Facebook, the people inside of my cell phone, like that 500 people got me to Ruby. Okay. Ruby is the second level within this company. Ruby is an average of $500 extra a month. And I got to that rank within about 60 days. Okay. Back then there was a promotion that was happening, whereas if you promote it to the rank of diamond, which is the 5th level within this company, once you promote to the rank of diamond within 90 days, and you get a $10,000 bonus. Well, I was pushing for that and I missed it. I was devastated by it. I was thinking, well, you know what? I might as well just kind of hang up my towel. But on the other side, I was like, well, I kind of just joined this thing for $800 anyway. So that's why I was like, okay, cool. I guess this is just where I'm at, because I'm not trying to meet new people. I'm not trying to make more friends. I've already reached out to the people who I already know to invite them to different one team, one mission meetings and different parties and those sorts of things. So I was like, okay, well, this is just where the cookie is going to end. So I stayed at Ruby for 18 months. Okay. Now, given that, because Ruby is an average of $500 extra, I like to point out that even though I was at the rank of Ruby, I was actually earning around $1,200 at that rank. So whenever you see that number, I want you, whenever you see that chart or that graph that shows you the scale of how much money people make every month, I need you to know that that's just the average. Okay. So I was super comfortable there. Again, thinking that I didn't need to do anything different, but as you grow throughout this thing, if you have a bigger vision, then you're going to have to grow your network. You're going to have to do something different, because the things that you do that get you to executive, to Ruby, so on and so forth, are going to be completely different things of what it takes in order for you to promote. Okay. Now, after that 60-day mark, again, I stayed at Ruby for about 18 months. And this is when my light bulb kind of went off. And I was like, you know what? I want to make extra money. I want to be able to replace my income. What is it that I'm supposed to be doing? And that's when the real grind started. I was like, okay, I need to get to, at that time, I needed to make $2,600 a month, because that's how much I made. And it's like public records. Like, you can go Google it. But I needed to make $2,600 a month in order to replace my income. So I was like, okay, cool. I ended up reading this book called The 4-Hour Work Week by Timothy Ferriss. And there's a formula in there that teaches you what to do. So read that book. And I guess that should be a keynote that I should be pointing out, is that even though I was still at the rank of Ruby, I knew that I needed to do something different. So I really started investing my time in reading books on network marketing. Okay. This isn't even like the whole YouTube chapter, because I didn't even start thinking about that kind of stuff until about a year ago. But back then I was reading books, and some of the books that I was reading was, the number one was Go Pro by Eric Worre. If you have not read that book and you're already at It Works, especially if you're on this team, then you need to go read that book. And I literally picked that thing up over and over, at least every 6 months, because when you have a different set of eyes, you can pick up different things. Okay. The number one book, and I'm looking over here because I'm looking at my little mini library for It Works, but the Go Pro by Eric Worre, The 4-Year Career, that was another one that literally blew my mind. Because most of the people who come into this industry, like, they're only going to be here for like 3 to 6 months, especially if they're not plugged into videos and stuff like this, especially if they're not hosting their own parties, especially if they're not getting the success quickly enough to make them stay. That's why I personally, I'm really hands-on with my new recruited people within the first 30 days, just kind of like, hey, how are you? How are things going? Are you going to do a party? Maybe we need to reschedule this thing. Like, I'm really hands-on over the first 30 days because that's going to give you your gauge. You don't ever want to like stalk people because you're not supposed to beg people to work, right? But but you also want to make yourself available for them as much as possible to show them that you're there, to show them that you have their back, to show them that they have a support system. Because a lot of times whenever people come into network marketing, they don't have that. So you want to be that filter to be like, you know what? I got your back. This is what you're supposed to be doing. These are the posts that you can send out. These are the messages that you can send out. This is how you do it. You give them the word, and you basically just hold people's hands for the first 30 days so that they know that you're their support system and they know how to go get that success fairly quickly, okay? But my mind kind of changed around that 4-hour work week, in addition to the 4-year career, because there's one line within that book, and it says how network marketers, of course, are only here for around 6 months, but it took us 4 years in order to get a college debt, right? So we go to college for 4 years, you get all of that debt. Why would you not create another source of income for 4 years to wipe out that debt? So that's when my mindset changed. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I can do this long term. Maybe I don't have to stay at a Ruby. And maybe I can give this thing another 4 years of my life outside of those 60 days in order for me to build and generate a bigger income, right? But those 3 books literally changed my life, outside of some other ones. If you guys just kind of scroll the team page, you'll see a bunch of other ones that I've read along the way. You can also see a bunch of them on my Instagram too. But I said all of that to say that there has to come a time where you have to do things differently. And there has to come a time where as your mindset shifts, okay? So in that moment, I gave myself 4 years. I was like, okay, I need to make $2,600 a month. How do I get there? So that was when I literally started wearing my gear every single day. Whenever I was working full time, my full time was maybe like 40 to 60 hours a week. As a therapist, you're always on call. So I would literally wake up, get dressed. I would go ahead and use some type of product. I would already have my wrap on or something like that. I would drive to work with my wrap on. By the time I got to work, it was time to take it off. I would take it off in the bathroom. Sometimes I would even wait in the bathroom up until somebody came in there so that I could take it off and they could ask me what it is, okay? Under my work clothes, I had my gear on. So that once I left from work, I would intentionally go to the grocery store or run to Target or wherever it is on my lunch break or whatever, even if I was going to lunch with my coworkers, and I would take my work clothes off so that I could be in It Works gear, right? That was a way that I was blitzing people. That was a reason for me to pass out my blitz card. Same deal whenever I was coming home, I would go to the gas station. I would put blitz cards on the gas station little thing. Every single time I was spending money, I was giving out a blitz card. If I went through the drive-through window, I was like, hey, I know you got a line behind me, but here's a coupon. Thank you so much for helping me. And sometimes they would stop and ask me, and sometimes people would stop and ask me, well, hey, what is this? And I'll be able to be like, hey, what's your phone number? I'll text you over a before and after picture so that you can see what it does compared to just reading that card. And that's how I was collecting phone numbers. So that was how my Facebook grew, because that was another way. I was like, hey, why don't I just go ahead and just friend you on Facebook? And I wasn't even using Instagram at that time. But let me go ahead and just friend you on Facebook, and I'll send you over some information that way. Like, blitzing is not scary. And for anybody who does not know, it's these little cards, just kind of passing these out as you're going. But that was how I grew my network. If you look at my Facebook now, it's maybe like 3,500 people, because I still have a little bit of Deidre in me. Like, let me just chill with the people who I know. But of course, I'm going to grow that up to 5,000, since that's what Facebook allows us to have. But you got to pass out those blitz cards. You got to put the wrap on people. You got to have parties. And that's exactly what my weeks look like. Every single week I was having some type of party at the house. On Sunday, I had a totally different crowd. Whenever I was inviting people, they would be like, well, I'm busy on Sunday. No problem. I'm having another one next Monday. Those people will be like, okay, well, my kid has soccer practice or whatever it is. No problem. I'm having another one next Tuesday. And I literally went through every single day of the week. Like, you guys, whenever I was wanting to promote, my calendar looked like I wanted it to promote. So I want you to ask yourself, especially if you're an old head and you're like pushing for an emerald bonus, or you're trying to go for diamond, double diamond, whatever it is, like, does your calendar look like what it is of what you're trying to do? Does your calendar match your goals? And if it does, great. All you got to do is just go execute that thing. But if it doesn't, then you gotta be realistic with yourself to understand that, hey, one of these things has got to go, and one of these things have got to grow. And I guess my rule of thumb, whenever it comes to promoting and growing your business and growing your paycheck, is, do you feel uncomfortable? Because if you do, that means that you're in a promotion phase. If you feel uncomfortable, like you're sacrificing something, like I remember my son back, whenever I first started, my son was just 2 months old, but I had that mom guilt, like, and I think that's probably why I had the postpartum too, but like I felt the guilt of not being able to just sit around and hold him, especially after I was getting off from work, because my schedule looked so crazy. I was working full time. By the time I got home, I was working It Works. So if you don't feel like you're sacrificing something, I can almost guarantee you that you're probably not going to be promoting right now either. Like, in order to get, like, you're going to have to give up something. It's biblical, right? Bible says that's the very first thing that God kind of tells us what to do. He said, for God so loved the world that he gave. So that's our first instruction. So you're going to have to give up something in order for you to get something. Okay. That's just the way that that's just the way that we're groomed. That's just the way that we're built. Right. So definitely wanted to share that with you guys. Now, fast forward, ended up going emerald 18 months after I made this decision. So what does that look like for somebody who's literally frustrated with their business? There's people who are quitting. There's people who aren't working their business, but you sign them up anyway. And I need to be realistic with you guys that every single person on my diamond chart was personally enrolled by me. That's 24 distributors, and that's not a lot. So I'm not saying that as if, like, oh my gosh, she broke a record, because people do that all the time. But like, I just need you guys to know that if you legit want to grow your income, you have to think that I have to get all of this done by myself. But if somebody on my team decides to work, then that's just a cherry on top. Okay. So you have to have that mindset, especially if you guys are getting ready to promote to the ruby, emerald, whatever it is that you guys are pushing for. So took me 18 months to get to emerald. And then after I got to emerald, that was when I retired. Remember, I was already making about $1,200 a month off of ruby. So once I promoted to emerald, like, I was like, boom, I got this thing replaced. I was pulling in over that 2,600 right there at emerald. So I was like, okay, I can go ahead and retire now. And that gave me my free time so that I can get my nights back with my family. So I literally just worked It Works all day while the big boy was in school. And that's why what I'm about to tell you started popping off so quickly. So after I went emerald in December of 2014, I backdoored and went diamond 60 days after that. 90 days after that, I ended up promoting to double diamond. And that was back when It Works had what we call a double good bonus. And I earned about a $45,000 bonus off of that. So why did I let you guys know all of that? And this is why. You got to have a story. And I want you to become a professional at sharing your story. You may be thinking, well, I've only been here for 30 days. This is a piece of your journey. What does that look like so that you can share that with other people? You may be like, well, I'm only, or not only, but you may be like, I'm only a ruby and I've been here for 25 years. Well, that's still a story, and that's still going to inspire somebody else. And you guys know, today I posted on my social media platforms that it's not about the income, it's more about the outcome. But I can guarantee you that when I touch that stage as an ambassador diamond with no network, having the mindset of not really wanting to fool with nobody, and having multiple bumps in the road, that there's going to be way more people who are going to be like, you know what? Like, maybe I shouldn't quit my business. Maybe I should give this thing more time, compared to looking at somebody who went ambassador in 92 seconds. Your story matters. You are going to impact so many more people. And I have people who ask me all the time, like, you've been here for almost 5 years. You're not an ambassador diamond yet. Like, what makes you stay? And it's this. It's not even about me. It's not even about the money anymore. It's about the people who are going to hear this story on stage, and they're going to be like, dang, I need to stay and I need to continue to work this thing out. Your story matters. I'm about 99% sure that God would not put you in a situation like this, give you a platform like this, especially if you prayed about coming into something like this. God would not put you in a place where people are watching you and allow you to fail unless you choose to. And the only way that you can fail is if you quit. So how many people are you going to get a chance to impact by not quitting? That's why I stay. That's why I continue to go hard. Those people need me. Whenever I first signed up, I guess I should have shared this with you guys, but of course I prayed about it. I didn't necessarily have the extra money to just chunk out. And at that time, it was $99, and I went ahead and bought the booster kit. So I spent about $250 to get into this business. I didn't just have an extra $250 laying around. Like, I had to swipe a card and not tell my husband about it until he found out 30 days later, like, what is it works? Like, I literally hid it from him. So your story matters, okay? Let's talk a little bit about how I work this business now. Well, actually, you know what? Let me back up, because I've been at Double Diamond for almost 3 years now. And it wasn't until, I don't know, somebody can probably help me, maybe like 6 months ago. Well, no, not even 6 months ago, because I was here in this mental state last May. I would say about almost a year ago that I decided, you know what, it's time to promote again. It gets real comfortable. And that's why I'm telling you guys this now. Like, you have to allow yourself to keep going, because it's going to feel real good. Bringing in $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month, it feels real good. And you don't feel like you need to do anymore. But like, how many people is that really helping? Yeah, I'm able to take care of my family, but my team is only making $500, $600, $700 extra dollars a month. And half of the people that are on my team now have never seen me promote. So what does that do for the people? And I forgot about that. Your story matters. And we all got to do so much more, including myself. And I'm preaching to myself right now, okay? So I've been here for about a year now, this mental state. So that's why now I'm pushing for another promotion. And y'all got to hold me accountable that when I'm seeing 5 figures a month, that I won't get comfortable again, okay? So what does it look like now? I feel like I'm an expert in this business, but I still think I'm an amateur in this business. Amateur meaning that most people who have a business, they don't even start seeing results until about 5 years in. But I feel like an expert because I'm studying this stuff front and back, and our compensation plan is so simple. That's why. So this is my mindset about moving forward. Anybody else who comes into Dash Squad, we've rebranded and all that kind of good stuff about a year ago, whenever my mindset shifted. And this is what it looks like. It looks simple. Anytime I'm doing something, I'm always thinking, can my team do this too? So that's why we have the holding hands video on our team page to show you exactly how to chart yourself to Ruby, to chart yourself to Emerald, and the formula in order to do that. Can my team do this? That's my mindset. That's why I'm jumping on once a week. Can the people on my team, once they have a team like this, can they jump on once a week to host a call for their team? Yeah, anybody could do that once a week, right? 30, 45 minutes, that's a little bit of nothing. Some of you can probably do it 2 to 3 times a week. But remember, it's about simplicity. And I'm always thinking, can every single person on my team do that? That's why it's just once a week. And I told you guys about the holding hands video, but that's also why I have that 31 power hours right there. Everybody can work an hour a day. Everybody can shoot out about 3 to 5 messages every single day. Like, everybody goes to the toilet. Y'all know me. I'm real raw. Everybody going to the toilet at least 2 to 3 times a day. And that's when you go take your cell phone so that you can send out a couple of messages and you can go reach out to people. Every single person, whenever they're driving, they're at a red light or a stop sign. That's when you can send out one message to people. Like, think about the times when you're just sitting there sedentary, on the toilet, at red lights, at stoplights. Whenever you're sitting there watching TV, guys, whenever I was promoting, and I haven't been as disciplined this time around, but whenever I was promoting and making sure that I was replacing that income, I couldn't tell you what was on TV, because every single time I was sitting down next to my husband while he was watching TV, I was working. If you don't feel like you're sacrificing anything, you're not going to be getting a promotion. That's the rule of thumb. Okay. 3 to 5 messages a day. That's what my life looks like. Well, not like for real, but that's the thing that every single person can do. 3 to 5 messages a day. Signing one customer and one distributor every single week, because if you're literally sending out 3 to 5 messages every single day, somebody's going to come back. Like, literally, whenever that 20 minutes, whenever I was doing that power hour with my upline and Monique, I already have people coming back, ringing my phone, and I have a simple message on our team page that I'm literally, you guys, I literally look at Instagram and I'm scrolling, and I'll go look at somebody's page and I'm like, oh, okay, she's cute. Inbox, copy, paste, scroll. That girl's cute. Inbox, copy, paste. I'm liking 2 to 3 pictures, and they literally fit that little message that's on there. And if you don't know what that message is, then go ahead and put that in the chat. But like, that's literally what I'm doing as I'm scrolling. And I could teach like how to get leads and all that kind of stuff in a totally different video. But I'm about 99% sure that the people who are on your Instagram, you don't know all those people. So that script fits almost all the categories. And if you don't, if you do already know the people that are on your Instagram, then we need to have a different consultation so that I can show you how to grow it. And if you need to grow it, then can you put that in the chat so that I can show you guys how to do that? Another thing that's a piece of my simplicity is literally getting results. If you're stuck in your business, if you're not getting rapid, loyal customers, you got to go use the product. You got to taste the stuff, especially if you're brand new, so that you can share with the world what happened. If you have been here for a year or two and you're not exactly in the place where you want to be, you got to go get some results to show the people that the products work. If you're, whatever the case may be, your before and after picture is what's going to sell. That's another reason why I went ahead and just cut off my hair, because I've never had a good hair, skin, and nail picture. So it's time for me to show people that our skincare line works too. I've worked my business for 5 years, literally off of about 5 before and after pictures off of my wraps, after I had my son, after I had my daughter, and whenever the triple threat, whenever that was like a craze. But I've used the same 5 pictures for about 5 years. But you got to go get some results to show the people that the products work, because at the end of the day, like, the loyal customers, that's the lifeline of your business. Whenever you have people who are connected to a product, they're forever going to spend with you because they're getting results. And those people who are forever spending with you and they're getting results, those are the people who you ask to upgrade to become a distributor, because they may as well get paid for their results. Literally, the life cycle of this thing is asking people about the product, stalking them for their before and after pictures, using their before and after pictures so that you can generate an income. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a picture. It could be whenever you check up on them to see how they're using their products, they're going to give you feedback. Like, those are the things that you guys see in my Insta story, in my Facebook story. But like, if you sending me a picture, then I'm finna use that thing and I'm finna go make some money off of it. Okay. stalking them for their picture or some type of feedback, and then asking them to upgrade. They're already in love with the products. And I think sometimes I do get in a mode whereas I just kind of go straight for distributors, but that's to people who I already kind of have a relationship with. And whenever I say relationship, I mean, you probably know my daughter's name, or I didn't already like all your pictures because you are ridiculously funny, or whatever it is. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I don't just go straight anymore. I don't just go straight into somebody's inbox and ask them to become a distributor. Like now, like it really goes down with the people who you have a relationship with, right? That's how you're going to build longevity. You can get people onto your chart all day, but those people may end up falling off. But the people who you have a relationship with, and whenever I look around at my team now, like these are the people who I've built good relationships with, meaning that we're talking at least once a week, meaning that I just shouted out Ty earlier. Like Ty has been around for years. So, and we've been knowing each other since college. Like these are the people who stay are the people who build their own business and the people who you have a relationship with. So let me go on to another dynamic that I want to share with you guys, because I talked a little bit about the 4-year career, and I need you guys to give yourself credit, right? I talked a little bit about not going or looking to the left or to the right, like, because that's what kind of halted my business for a little while, because I tried to be other people and I tried to work my network like other people did, but my business always flourishes whenever I'm just being Deidre. Deidre's a little bit touched. I love Jesus, so I'm gonna sprinkle Jesus all throughout my timeline. I enjoy helping people, and just really just doing it for the outcome. Like, guys, if I would have never joined It Works, I know hands down, well, let me not say that because I don't know what Jesus would do, but I'm convinced that I would not be an Amazon best-selling author in 24 hours if I did not have this business. It Works can literally open up any door. It's not for the income, it's for the outcome. And if you're focused on the outcome, the income's going to come naturally to you anyway. Okay, so there are 8 levels within this business. And if you make the rank of distributor is having 400 in group volume. If you stay there for one entire year, you're still on track. Okay. Do we want you to do that? No, because you can be doing way more, especially whenever you're reaching out to 2 to 3 people every single day. Like that's not, I just don't know who that would happen to unless they're just straight up not working. But even if that was the worst case scenario, earning an extra $100 to $200 extra a month off of simply signing loyal customers and staying at 400, like that's still extra money. That's good. Year 2 is for executive. And it doesn't have to be year 2, you guys. Remember, I shot up to Ruby within 60 days. Ruby is the 3rd year. Emerald is the 4th year. I just want you guys to give yourself time because everybody's lives are different. And even if you're, and whenever I'm looking at my own personal journey, like I've seen people who started out with me and they're already Ambassador Diamonds, and that's amazing for them. But you gotta determine what you're willing to sacrifice, what your goals are. And because the law of attraction is literally what you put in is what you get out, right? Whenever I was putting in the pavement, that was whenever I was able to triple my income. But now I'm kind of balanced with this thing. So my check is just kind of balanced too, right? I have to sacrifice more if I want to promote, right? Same deal with everybody else. But even though I've been with this business for almost 5 years, I'm still a year ahead of the game. So I want you to give yourself a true measurement of success and allow yourself to be there, but generating an income, thinking about who you are when you first started. You may or may not have had a huge network. You may have had to grow that thing. You may have had a mindset like Deidre, whereas you didn't really want to get a chance to know anybody. And I don't want my page all public, and I don't want strangers to see my stuff. You may have had that same mentality. But those are the sacrifices that we have to do in order to grow. Okay? Give yourself some time. Don't beat yourself up. Set your goals and you're going to be able to get there. If every single person watching this in 2018, would you be a millionaire 8 years from now if you stayed at your current job? Probably not. But it works. Even if you're promoting just one rank a year, 8 years from now, you're going to be a millionaire. That's another reason why I stay. So, I guess the last couple of things that I want to share with you guys is to definitely encourage you to give more of yourself away. What do I mean by that? Give more of myself away. Not only because it's a church song, give myself away. No, I'm kidding. Y'all heard that vocal? I went hard. No, I'm kidding. But when you give, there is no other way to receive. So when you give, you are literally opening up doors in order for you to receive. Giving is going to look different to everybody. My giving looks like fasting and praying. My giving looks like being really disciplined whenever I choose to be, really disciplined with what I'm putting in my body. I'm giving up XYZ so that I can get more results within my body. Giving to me looks like serving at the homeless shelter once a month and sharing that with other people. Giving to me looks like pouring into my team once a week because you guys deserve this and so much more. Giving to me looks like giving away loyal customers to help people reach their bonuses. Giving to me looks like, hey, babe, we probably ain't gonna be able to see each other for about an hour or so because I have to give my time to this right now. Giving looks different to so many people. What does giving look like to you? And are you giving yourself to the right people who are going to grow you in income? Giving to me also looks like one of my buddies, she's not in It Works at all, but I'm constantly on her her Facebook Lives. I give my time to her because that allows me to be exposed to her network. What does giving look like to you? Giving is exactly what Ty did over the weekend whenever I couldn't make an expo. So she gave herself and her time, sacrificed not being able to watch her kids' game to go serve. What does giving look like to you? Because that's where your blessings are going to come from. And I didn't mean to turn this into a church sermon, but it's necessary. Okay. So, last thing that I wanted to share with you guys, only because I talked to somebody earlier and they were like, I don't know what to post on social media. And I don't know how to just kind of market myself over there. And this is social media is a completely different ballgame compared to anything of what I've been talking about tonight, but I will do a quick run through over what this looks like. And I want you to think about what you're passionate about. Again, I'm passionate about helping people, so you're going to see posts and stuff about that. But if you're not somebody who helps people already, don't start posting about that stuff. Continue to be yourself. Like, you guys have heard the saying, like, being you is way better than being a version of somebody else, right? So if you post about cookies already, then that's what you should be posting about. It's just a healthier version of that cookie, okay? If you're a hairstylist, then you should be posting pictures of your client's hair and promoting hair, skin, and nails. Whatever that is, whoever you are, whenever you're first starting, use that. And then come to videos like this or watching YouTube videos so that you can sharpen your iron or whatever it is so that you can grow from there. Reading the books that I just got done mentioning to you guys, that's just sharpening your iron and getting more education over this industry. Like, you can literally go type in Eric Warway and find a bazillion different videos on YouTube and how to grow everything. You don't have to just watch It Works, people. Like, you can just go Google or YouTube network marketing techniques and grow from there. So guys, I just really want to encourage you to set a goal, Be realistic with that goal, and have an execution plan, and to hold yourself accountable once you reach that goal. Because that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not going to say what I'm doing on this recording, because that means that y'all will hold me even more accountable to it. But set a goal, get a game plan. And if you need help with that, then you have uplines, sidelines, me, anybody else who's willing to help you guys get there. But I just really want you to do that, and to just remember that this is all about the people. This isn't about the paycheck. This isn't about the money. This is always, always, always about the people, and taking care of the people who come into our networks, taking care of the people who choose to order from us, and building the people who are watching you on your social media, who aren't liking your posts. You continue to just show them who you are and grow from there. It's all about the people, and the people who God assigned to you. And as long as you're serving them, then you're doing it right. All right. So let me go ahead and shut down this recording, and I'll open it up for questions.